think we're live now with everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back
Hello.
to another Dev Chat and Q&A. I hope everybody can hear us. Please let us know.
Do we have sound?
Yeah, do we have audio? Can you guys hear us? Please let us know.
Like me
Oh,
hearing you
we
guys
can.
doesn't count.
Yeah, you're just going to hear us regardless.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we got
Okay.
audio. I see someone's first question was, how was your day? Anybody want to take a stab at that?
It was Monday.
Yeah, it's a Monday,
It's a Monday. No, it was good.
but
I'm having a
welcome
great.
Still a
everybody.
lot of day left. It's only 2 o'clock here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back with another Dev Chat
Yep.
Q&A. I'm joined by project lead PMO.
Yo,
Uh,
yo, yo.
we got lead game designer Omni and lead programmer Savior. And it's me, Astraea. Hello. You guys have given a lot of questions to us, and we're going to try and get through as many as we can
Yeah.
while avoiding any leaks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly right.
no, not happening.
No leaks. We won't leak. We never leak. That's for sure. But yeah, I was surprised with the amount of questions we got. It was like quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. It was
And usually half of them are the same questions we've answered a million times, but this time it felt like there was like at least 75% new
I feel
questions.
like we always have to start the stream off with the like, when's the release date of the next update? That's always the
Oh,
next question.
I already announced that, right?
Yeah, he said
Yeah,
end of October in the roadmap.
you
Yeah.
got to repeat it a few times
Yeah,
for
it's gonna be
everyone in the
towards
back.
the end of October. Preferably, we'd like to get it out the 3rd week of October. So that's our
Yeah.
goal. Anywhere between, 17th to 18th of October to the 25th of October. It's our goal. Somewhere in between. Yeah, definitely. And everything's on track so far. Like absolutely everything's on track for that update. So yeah, about let's say give or take 3 weeks, a little bit more than 3 weeks, and you guys will be playing on the Sparta. There you go.
Yeah. I think they just don't trust you saying end of a month because you said
I
end of
never
August
said
for last update, and then
yeah.
it came out not near the end of the month.
I wasn't even near it because we got done with QA and
Yeah.
all hands, all including, all the 3 of you on call said, "Why don't we just release it?" And our publisher went, "Yeah, why don't you just release it?" And we were like, "Yeah, why don't we just release it?" So we released it. But, this one this is our first brand new map since the launch of the game, right? So, it's been tricky. It's a brand new map. It's not like a planet, right? It's a spaceship, so it came with a lot of challenges, especially with our new spawning system, to get it working. We're still ironing those out right now, so that's why we're taking our time with it. Want to make it sure it feels good for the game, and it's taking us time. So it'll go out when it's ready.
Yeah. So I guess as
End of
always,
the
if
month
you have
just gives
questions.
me buffer,
Oh yeah,
right? Gotta have buffer.
that's true. Better play it safe than sorry. Uh, as always, if you have questions, you can ask in the chat. You didn't ask earlier in the Discord. And we're just gonna go through it, just get as many as we can, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put Omni and Savior to work. I'm tired of being on here and answering questions all by myself.
Yeah. You
So
want to ask questions? Go ahead. It's
yeah,
all
so the
yours.
first question I'm gonna get, this is from Majestic on Discord. Will we get any more power weapons? I got that
Yeah, I
question
guess I
going
can
out.
take that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Eventually, yeah. There's definitely some work that needs to get done on some of the existing ones, like the pylum needs some help. But alongside that, there'll be other additions far in the future, probably. No 100% confirmations and no dates, nothing leaking here. But yes, we would like to add more power weapons.
Very cool. Next question from Trezo. Critical Strike as company ops. Any plan for that in the future?
Yeah, you will be seeing some critical strikes appearing as company ops at the start of the next Galactic Front. They were sort of intentionally separated for this run, just so people don't feel they have to be obligated to play it slash oversaturated on it. And then this time around, there'll be a little bit more options available. It won't be available for every phase of the Galactic Front, but if you keep an eye out, you should see some.
I got a question that I'm trying to find it from Discord, but
Do you have
it's updates on the some of the broken spawning and new spawning system. I don't know, Saver, if you want to take a stab at that, give some updates on where we're at with the spawn system from a technical level.
Yeah, for sure. 1.6, we did a major refactor of our spawning system. It's a new director-based system now. And yeah, we are keeping on improving the system. So we heard your feedback regarding, bug holes and them taking up too many spawns and stuff. So we are working on that, improving that. So you'll see these, changes in the next update. The good thing about it is we take your feedback about, oh, we are getting less spawns, we are getting more spawns, and then we can immediately, tweak those systems on a back end, and it's all on the fly. It's all live changes we are making. So players feel like they are getting more spawns. If it's too many spawns, we kind of cut it down. So like you saw in the September update, like we did like just a server update where we saw this feedback from players saying, "Oh, Arc Slam hard doesn't feel hard enough anymore." So what we did was, we tweak some settings on the back end, and now hard slam and the arc slams, it's piled up with bugs again. So yeah, it's a new system. We are hearing you all, we are taking feedback, and I really appreciate posting our feedback on Discord, and yeah, we make changes accordingly.
Yeah, and just to add on that, there's a lot of fixes coming into 1.7 that required, because the director themselves is we did as much on it on server side, but there is a big client component of it that needs to get some fixes in that are more in depth, need a lot more engineering and design review. Those will be coming with 1.7. So, when you see the patch notes for 1.7 in a few weeks, you'll start seeing some of those fixes going through also. So everybody knows now that we're building a spaceship, right? So one of the questions is from Fiddy Cal, tanker enthusiast.
Fiddy Cow.
AAS on the Sparta. Using an arc slam around a ship floating through vacuum seems unwise. So either one of you can take stab at what we did with that.
Answer this. I think the short answer is the Federation wasn't planning on bugs being in the ships, so they still need ways to locate hives, and without having doorbell cameras in every room, this is the best option.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense, right? Is that the tech? It doesn't matter if it's on ground or in air, long as
It's like
because
a sonar
Sparta is
pulse,
like
yeah.
multiple decks, right? So with the launch of Sparta, and the map itself is 3 kind of distinct decks on it, but the ship itself has well over 10 decks total. So it's a massive ship. So that's why the arc scan.
Yeah, the ship is a lot larger than it might appear.
Yeah,
It's deceptively big.
and we just reworked. Of course, a drop ship can't come in and drop the arc in the ship, so the team went and reworked how you get the arc.
Yeah, they'll be built in place rather
Yeah.
than dropping through holes in the ceiling or something.
Awesome. The next question, and I'm using Discord, so
Yeah.
Astra,
scanning
jump in
chat.
if you see something from Twitch or something like that. That's not on Discord. So
There's just people want to know if there's anything about Sparta you could spoil.
you want to spoil about Sparta? Well, I just said it's 3 decks.
Yeah, they want
from
all the details.
engineering, maintenance, the med bay, cargo holes. There's like 6 main kind of set pieces within it.
There's some research labs.
Research lab.
Cafeteria.
Yep. I guess the secret we can let go now, which is something we've not talked about, but we did talk about when we launched the game, that we were going to try to do a season 2 or chapter 2 of SOG, but we deprioritized that because we want to really shore up the game from a quality perspective, bug fixing. So that was what we've been doing for now, since from launch of 1.0 right through now, trying to finish our content drives and do quality of life. But we will be finishing that fight, finishing that story, the Rico arc. And so there'll be 7 missions coming with the Sparta that in the timeline, it's before the DSV gets there. So I don't want to spoil too much, but the SOGs are the first boot on the ground, and they're there trying to retake the ship, and so that the DSV knows what they're going to be in for. So there'll be 7 unique missions. They're different a little, I'd say I don't know, Omni, 50% different from what we did before because they have multiple stages in them.
Yeah,
I feel
they're a little bit longer in some ways. Some of them are
yeah,
multi-stage. For the most part, it's familiar. Like you're not going to see anything too completely out of left field. So if
yeah.
you've played through the SOG stuff before, you can expect a lot of that. Just a little bit more fleshed out.
Yeah, if anything, I would recommend playing the 7 SOG before jumping directly into multiplayer because the set is a little different. It's dressed a little different to show that it's before the big DSV incursion. So don't want to say
A
too
little
much more about
spookier
that.
too when you don't have a whole bunch of your buddies with you.
Yeah.
Just 3 other guys with you is a lot scarier walking through those dark hallways.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one I'm going to throw out there, and either one of you guys can grab it. This is from Centurion, one of our mods, actually. Canyon Horde on Boreas. Players have mentioned that has not been seen in a while. Has it become completely removed from the rotation? If so, will we get it back?
If I remember right, we had disabled it due to some uh, just bug with it. We could potentially look into it because I believe it's an issue of bugs not spawning at all. So with new spawning system, I'm sure that's worth looking into. I can
Yeah.
add that on the list.
Yeah, I think
Of
that
course.
was the issue. It's the old spawner system. We didn't have enough bugs there, so we disabled it. But now with the new system, we can definitely enable it.
Make sure bugs actually show up to fight you. Yeah.
Speaking about spawning, I'm seeing a lot of people ask if we'll ever bring back infinite horde spawning.
You can do it still. If you get up to 5 stars by like failing a bunch of exterminations, you can still get the infinite. And for people who aren't aware, the infinite horde is like in arc modes where if that threat bar fills up, a horde of bugs will be triggered and they will basically nonstop attack the base. You can still complete the mission and win, but it's a lot harder. That trigger condition still exists. So if you can max out your threat level, you can still trigger an infinite horde.
There's a question from Zanamuru on YouTube. Was the bug holes tested before it was released? Oh my god, I can't believe I have to answer this. 100% it was tested. It was significantly tested. But with anything in software development, game development, you need scale to test it sometimes too. So I don't know what else he wants from that
So many
answer.
permutations of like where
Yeah.
a hole can show up, like what specific objectives are happening, where the base happens to be located. We tested it to the best of our abilities. Obviously, some things do get missed, but we
Yep.
will be fixing a lot of those with 1.7.
New base building and engineering building add-ons to their ability. Any chance of that? And that's from Silent Dawn X1 on Discord.
Oh yes, yeah. Not new structures immediately. I have some work I want to do with engineers in the meantime. But there are some small quality of life things that we want to look at before starting to add new structures. And there are some short roadmap structures, not necessarily strictly limited to engineers that are coming.
They're short, not
Some of
tall.
which aren't base structures, but are still things you build.
Now,
I'll
you're
make
going a little
sure.
bit too far into something else, but
Yeah, I'm not going to go any further. They can focus
fire
on what they
drones from
want. Not drones. I have a different thing in mind.
Scent Glandier.
Is that a
Fire drones.
question or is that someone's
Yeah,
name?
just wants to know.
Said Gladier is a name.
That's a
Boreas
name,
as
yeah.
frost warriors and drones. Agni has just got fire warriors. Are there fire drones coming?
Maybe. Not currently planned.
We can answer anything with bugs because there's a lot of bug questions like spitting bugs and all
Yeah,
that. There's
people want to know
no,
when these bugs are coming. Hopper, anything like that.
yeah. So basically, the bugs that are coming is the scorpion bug, and then everything after that's it's not bugs, new bugs. It's looking at our existing bugs and fixing what we have, making sure we're bug fixing them, all those types of things. Hopper, of course, we'd love to get the hopper in, but it's not going to come at the expense of fixing a bunch of bugs with the bugs. So
Yeah, and like
Uh,
those will have all sorts of other stuff that we have to look at before those can happen as well.
And the other thing is, like, I always hear from the community, we need more bugs on screen, and that also takes a lot of work to kind of get in. So that's also one of the things you're taking a look at. How can we get more bugs on screen?
yeah.
Yeah, not always more variety, but sometimes just larger number of bugs.
Yeah, just large number.
Can you let us discover bug holes without damaging them? From Tom Ace on Discord.
Oh, you can. You can walk into them, and you can discover them with your bodies.
Okay, well that's great.
Seems like a fast way to the respawn screen.
Well, if you got Watkins trigger, it's a great way to blow them up too.
Oh, true. Thinking ahead. We were talking about engineering. There was one from Tom Ace who brought up the airstrike or artillery
No
emplacement
comment.
we mentioned. Oh,
No
no
comment.
comment. Okay.
No commenting. Okay.
No commenting.
Unfortunate, Tom Ace.
I'll give you a
the-
little teaser on something later in the show before we end.
oh,
But
okay.
yeah, don't really want to get. I want to focus on 1716 right now.
All right.
Building on the new Sparta ship. My question is, are we going to be building in it with no way to drill for ore or gas since, well, in the ship and in space? Oh, that's a great question. I could answer that from a lore perspective. And then, so yeah, so you won't be going, there's no bayou gas or no ore, but there is no arc missions on Sparta. That's something that we need to make sure people understand, right? When I put out my letter this month, yes, it's still September. There's no arc missions, though we want to have them in the future, but Sparta was never planned to have arc missions for a very reason of bayou gas and ore, super important for arc. However, they're part of the AS mission flow, but in Sparta they will not be, because the Sparta, from a lore perspective, is a fully stocked ship that's been kind of reworked by fleet intelligence. Like, so the Sparta is no longer a part of the Federation course fleet. It's a requisitioned intelligence ship, but it's fully stocked. So there's no reason for them to run out of resources. There's tons on that ship.
Definitely don't need to drill holes for it.
Yes, the bugs have already drilled a bunch of holes on that ship as it is.
Generally frowned upon to drill holes in your spaceship. Yeah.
Yeah, I will touch on this one, Critical Strike on Boreas. This is a great question by Mike Trike H5. Since Boreas seems most Arch-Engineering-rich planet and Federation, are there any plans to deploy Arch-Engineering drills with supporting Critical Strike missions, Boreas? Well, first of all, you're there anyway, and they're one of those kind of big things that we didn't do a really good job of getting in rotation. There during ARC on Boreas, they're supposed to be in general rotation, Arch-Engineering missions. They will come up 1% of 1% of the time because it's just out of math work. That should be fixed for 1.7. They should be in rotation. So you'll always should have those arc missions firing where you go out and get arc Aegean. That's one thing. And our goal for a critical strike was always to have 4 maps eventually. We don't know if we'll get there or not, but the plan is obviously that we'd love to have one on Boreas to show the other side of the meteorite. But anyway, won't commit to that, but it's something that we have in the back of our mind.
I have a few critical strike questions.
Oh, great.
One from Toxa was, will we see it on Sparta? I don't know if I missed this answer by accident.
No, there's no critical strike on Sparta.
Will
there be one in the future? Who knows? But right now, it's more of a planetary thing.
From St. Glandier, will there be changes to how spawning works on critical strike where it spawns you on the furthest forward location?
You can flip your location with it can change where you spawn, but I'll let Savior talk a little bit on that.
Yeah, we have heard that feedback quite a few times. The current thing we do is we allow you to spawn in any of the drop ships or any of the forward locations, just because you can help other squads push their objective and then push towards the arena if they need any help. But it also kind of creates confusion of, which dropship am I spawning in, which forward spawn am I spawning in. So yeah, we are actively looking into it, see if we can just spawn you at your last forward spawn of your squad, if that helps.
So,
one more critical strike is from Sanklandia as well, as it stands, critical strike hive objectives are one of the harder ones for average players, yet it provides no reward, unlike troopers or beacons. Anything in the works to be added?
yeah, you don't get anything outside of the fact that you kill a bunch of egg and get XP. So you do get rewards. You're just not getting a cache or a trooper. So I'll leave that. Maybe Omni, you can.
Yeah, nothing currently planned to revisit the high rewards, but I guess it's kind of a feedback in general.
Yeah.
There's a few things like objective wise that could be improved, both in Critical Strike and other modes.
Next question from Discord from Cheesy. Shock beacon rework. Are there any plans to do a rework on the shock beacons? Because they're very helpful, he's saying, especially during missions with Arachnid Rush. Any plans for that in the future?
Not on the short term.
Okay. Cool.
I guess it depends what about them.
Yeah, it like at the moment, like if you're an engineer or you have the Guardian utility to deploy one, it's pretty good at the moment. Like if we get more feedback on what improvements we can do.
Yeah, it sounds like they sometimes detach from each other as they're not getting destroyed. There's weird bugs and glitches that occur when beacons can be activated than the other ones around it. Yeah, so on the question of like reworks and stuff, there's definitely some work that needs to get done with placeable utilities in general. Right now, there's a lot of like false feedback of like you'll play the animation of placing something, and then it will not place, and then you're still holding it. Those kind of things can be improved kind of generally, but for shock beacons specifically, nothing on the short term.
Cool. All right, this one is, I guess, Savior, you can take it if you want. Can we get fall physics and damage for bugs? This is from Tom Ace. When a warrior falls off a cliff, he just falls straight onto his legs. Can they just smack into the ground, receive some fall damage, and possibly go splat? It would be cool to push them off a ledge or bridge.
They're bugs though. Have you seen a spider ever break a leg from falling?
Never really technically watched a spider fall.
I never thought about that.
Me neither.
True.
Hey, that's
They
your
fall
deep
like
one.
hundreds of times their height, and they're totally fine. So it's like,
Savior anything? I think it's more of a technical constraint than anything and a performance constraint, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like we have highly optimized our like physics like movement system for the bugs. So if we do kind of have to implement that, it will be a technical challenge. Some work is needed to make that work. But yeah, as Omni said, it's mostly, bugs don't die if they fall from a high.
Okay, this is a good question. I'll take it on myself. How many? This is from Camper 911 or 91. How many major goalposts left till the dev can add minor game additions? I know like things like emotes, voice command, cosmetic currently take the back seat as the dev had to push their effort and develop major content. So how many of them are left? We're pretty much done with major content, to be honest with you, by the end of the year. And we're really going to just focus from now on after the end of the year. It's going to be really into small things, small quality of life bug fixing. And one of the big things we're going to be exploring, there's no guarantee, is setting the game up to have an option for community hosted or player hosted servers. So that's a big undertaking for our team. We're a very small development team. So that's one thing we're going to be looking at as to investigate and get a good design and technical roadmap for that system in 2026. The good news is for 2025, we're not done. We have this big update coming out here, and we got one more big update coming out in December-ish. And that update is shaping up to be a really, really impressive looking update from a content edition side of things. So more to come on that. But when it comes to what we wanted to accomplish in year one after the official launch on console was to really round out the bug portfolio, get the fifth map in, get all our classes in a decent place and stuff like that. And then it's really shifting the focus then into small additions, quality of life stuff like that. Hopefully that answers your question. We answered the bonding question.
It's on quality of life questions.
Sure.
There was always this question on if we're ever going to add XP for clearing bug bodies.
Oh, that is a thing that is desperately being looked into. No ETA at this time, but yes, that is a thing that will be added eventually.
Yes.
It's actually quite a few quality of life questions. I don't know if we want to just run through them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
you
do
can
it.
start running through them. Quality of life is definitely going to be a big focus. like moving forward. As major things get checked off the list, there will be a bit of a vacuum of time to start looking at the small stuff that doesn't get much love. That goes from like bugs to like minor annoyances. Any quality of life feature that you could probably imagine, we have also had, and it's just a matter of finding time to slot those in.
Will there be visual feedback regarding damaged walls or bunkers or bunks?
Has also been talked about, yeah.
Uh, Next one is, will we ever be able to toss demo and nuke charges instead of placing them on the floor?
Yeah, okay, we get this one a lot.
Yeah.
From the same person, I think.
Yeah, possibly. It is
Different
something
person,
that would be
surprisingly.
incredibly nice to have. Just the ability to, you know what, if I can't properly place it, just drop it on the floor. If it rolls around, that's kind of my own problem. I agree, that would be great. I would love to look at something like that.
Next one is there plans for a communication wheel?
No.
And then we have, will we ever implement separate look sensitivity sliders, such as hipfire ADS sights and scopes?
Yeah, I know console. Our friends on console have really been looking for separate and more settings for the sliders.
Yeah,
I think
that
it's
would be in
just
the quality of life.
it's definitely in the realm of quality of life. It's like
Yeah.
not impossible to add. It's just a matter of getting a second to do it.
Another one is, will there ever be an extra slot exclusively for Galactic Front perks?
Yes.
Who the PMO asked that question?
No,
You
it's come
putting
from
those
the committee.
questions in there?
I'm saying yes, so it'll all happen. When it happens is a different story.
Yeah, it's not a hard no, but it's definitely not a priority for me.
There's bigger fish to fry right now than that one.
Yeah, and there's concerns around adding just more perks. I know there's like concerns about difficulty and whatnot. Having even more room for like trooper growth and power
But
will make the
we have
game easier.
we
So
have already seen people. We have some perks which stack up utilities, with stack up ammo, and then people are getting this massive ammo in a saw. So yeah,
yeah,
there's
I
like
think
at what point it becomes like you're stacking a lot of perks together.
yeah, the sort of really good thing about 3 as the current cap for perks is that you always have to leave something on the table if you are doing the like, okay, I'm gonna take bandolier and the like perilous payload. So I'm gonna have all this ammo for my saw, but then I'm like taking a whole bunch of negatives as a result of that, and you can't shore up every downside. And now you're a guardian who maybe doesn't have any armor perks, and it's like, oh, okay. That is very intentional. We do that on purpose, and a lot of that is to make it so like, hey, if you are doing these kind of goofy, fun builds, you don't get to take everything with you. You have to leave something on the table.
I'm going to grab a question from chat. Question for the engineer class. Why does it have a timer while using skill when they already have the maximum ore for building? Doesn't make sense at all. Sometime we need to find where we can place stuff. I absolutely agree with this question. I know
Yeah,
that
I do
Omni
too.
has been trying to figure out how to get that off of a timer. So Omni, any thoughts on that?
The engineer rework has been demoted to a super quality of life improvement.
Yeah.
It started as, hey, we can just make a couple small changes to improve it in one specific area, and then it's kind of ballooned into a bigger change for engineers.
Yeah.
Related to that, there's no specific timeline in mind. That is something they'll have to slot in when we get a chance.
Yep.
But
And then
yes,
the last
the
one from
engineer needs a little bit of help for
Oh
sure.
yeah, 100%. I love playing engineer. I think it's almost there. It just needs that little final 10% is a
Yeah,
big
there'll be
big 10.
5 or 6 patch notes where we have to prevent you from building in unintended locations, but like
Yeah.
we'll eventually get all of those.
Um there's a question from Eloy Farina in chat. South American servers, please. Well, we did have them and nobody used them. Literally, we were having crickets on those servers. So it was a massive expense for us that we said that we looked at how much the ping would have been for most of our South American servers and people that we do have playing was in Brazil. So their ping going to Central was the best we could do. But we did have a servers there right through to launch, and we only took the servers offline in February of last year because there was nobody playing the game in that area. That's just the reality of running a business. Sorry. So if you can get a couple thousand of your friends playing every night, guaranteed, come back and talk to me.
Just a couple thousand friends.
Yeah, why not?
I believe in South America.
It's kind of
Not that-
sad because we want it to be popular everywhere in
Yeah.
the world. We want our game to be super popular, but especially in Argentina and Brazil, Buenos Aires, it's part of the lore, but yeah. Anything else, Astraea, from Twitter or something like that? Because I can keep going here.
We have just more quality of life things. Like, will we ever be able to move and like use the map at the same time?
That's unlikely.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't think
Why would you
anyone
want
wants
to do that?
Well, so you can navigate the
Just run over a cliff while you're looking at your map?
yeah, just
Oh, yeah.
lemming off of a wall. But I mean, if you could move around while using the map, you might not do that because you can see the cliff on the map.
There were some questions about weapons here, so
Yeah.
I'll answer this question in general. Are there plans for new weapons? We have two in the stage of going through stuff. It's the Merida 3, and then it's the smart rifle, but that's not going to be the in-game name of it. We refer to it internally as smart rifle, but I think, what is it, a TW one we got? I forget. Anyway, but those two weapons that we'd love to get into the game to round out our set of weapons.
Yeah, it's the Starship Trooper 3 Merida 3 and the Invasion / Trader of Mars Merida. Those two.
Yeah, those two.
For those
Yeah.
wondering. Not
Yeah.
the other smart rifle.
Like
The
also
Merida
on
3
the
looks pretty
roadmap.
cool. I think it looks
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, all the
pretty fun.
weapons. It's all the what do you mean pretty fun? You've played it?
Yeah. It's
Oh, okay.
it-
So it is
you
further
can,
along
you
than
can
I
play
thought
with
it
it
was.
too. It exists. It's a gun that exists and is real. Yeah.
And it's real. And yeah, so yeah, Merida 3. Whew. Releases tomorrow. No, just kidding.
The
It'll come
TBD.
out when it's ready.
Not 1.7. It is not coming in 1.7.
No, it's definitely not coming in 1.7.
No surprise weapon release in 1.7. Sorry.
Yeah, just throw it
I
all
think
out.
Unless
part of the
the tail
roadmap
laser
also
counts as
mentioned
a
the
surprise weapon.
Um,
part of the roadmap also mentioned the M11. And a lot of questions are wondering about that.
the
If there's
M11
anything there.
Bar?
Yeah.
They keep calling it the Marauder, and I'm like, it's not the Marauder. Marauder's a program.
Yeah.
The M11
A
Babar,
Marauder
yeah,
bipedal
we're
vehicle.
thinking about it. It's one of those things, right? Like, it's like everything, right? We got all these ideas, but when you start designing it, looking at the tech and prototyping it, you're like, does it really fit? Like, how do we make it work? So, but yeah, the good news is we're actually working to figure things out. And if we're close to releasing them, we'll let you know. That's about it.
It makes sense. We'll talk more about it.
Yep. There's still 3 months left in the year, and we got 2 updates. So there's a lot of opportunity left for us to talk about stuff.
I guess on the topic of weapons, people are asking if there's going to be more secondary weapons and not just any primaries.
Maybe.
I know Omni has a bunch of pistols that he'd love
Yeah.
that he'd love to get in the game.
There's definitely
Again.
a short list of stuff I'd like to add. I for one am very much a Peacemaker fan.
Yeah.
Or Peacekeeper. I never remember. The smaller of the two pistols.
We've been putting in so much new content. I think it's only fair our team get a chance the next couple of months and moving forward to go back and look at some of the stuff we put in and really give it a little bit of bug
Well, it's
fixing
even
and
just
stuff.
like punching up some of the existing weapons that are
Yeah.
a little lacking on the modification unlocks. I've slowly been trying to add a few. I'm sure some people have noticed, but like stuff like exploding rounds on sniper was just sort of a love letter to the XXX people out there. Those kind of additions absolutely can happen for other classes and other weapons and would very much like to be added, but like no specific plan on ETAs there.
I got a question from me for the 3 of you guys, and you guys can go each around the room. What's your favorite aspect of Starship Troopers? If you could pick one thing why you love Starship Troopers Extermination, what is it?
Oh no, someone else go first.
Astraea?
My favorite aspect of Starship Troopers, like, I kind of just, for me, I guess it's part of my job. It's like I like the community and everything surrounding it.
It's part of his
Like,
job, though. You hear that?
Yeah, but it's like the people who play that game, and like I can't remember his name. There's like this cameraman that's like basically a cryptid in the community that everybody loves, who's like role plays being like the cameraman. I love the small parts of that, like in the game, and how
All
people
chat.
wanna,
Yeah.
who want to like all chat and role play it. Like there's not many games I feel like that do that just natively without like having like role play type mod or something like that.
It's such a sweet casual experience, this game.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think
Yeah.
with hundreds of bugs trying to kill you, you'd be a little more freaked out all the time, but like, no, it's just a great time. You're just hanging with friends, killing bugs.
Savior plays the game an excessive amount. That I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like after work, like even though I work on this like 8 hours a day, but after work when you just like turn off your brain, you can just turn off your brain and get in a game and just shoot bugs. Um, the community is nice, you know, voice chat, people are nice. Discord, our close, you know, play testers, everybody is so nice and you know, like I learned the game from the community itself. I joined the team, you know, at the just before launch, so I had to learn the game myself, and the community taught me the game. And that's why the whole 16-player co-op aspect. Uh, but PMO asked what feature you like about the game, and I'll always say it's Carnage. Uh, just seeing the bugs pile up. Like I've grown up playing shooter games, but seeing everything pile up is just satisfying. I know we have a mod who plays the game just to pile up bugs, and it just
Is
yeah,
that
it's just
I just
Centurion?
get
satisfying.
screenshots all the
Yeah,
time.
that
I'm just like,
yeah
look at
yeah
how
yeah.
big this
That's
beautiful
Centurion, right?
pile is.
I like, and the other day I also saw one of the other like Lynx was also building
Yeah.
a big like pile. Like it is satisfying to see them
It's just
building
to play
piles.
with your
Like
food. This is
Yeah.
your
I think there
yeah.
should be a competition we can do with the community, like who builds the highest pile of bugs. Like
And like,
if
it's a truly impressive feat. It's like, oh, like you built a pyramid in Minecraft. Who cares? But like, look at this pyramid of bugs. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It could blow up at any moment, and it's like beautiful.
The game is just, I find one of those games, and you hit it. It's just so much fun to just get in there and turn your brain off and kill bugs and have fun and be wacky. And it's okay if you make a shit ton of mistakes because you know that 15 other people are going to carry you. Or like you're sometimes carrying a bunch of noobs
Making
or
as
something
big a
like that.
mistake as you are, it's
Yeah,
fine.
like it's fine, right? But yeah, that's cool. I just want to ask you guys that because just to get your perspective of like building a game and playing a game is challenging. And I built so many games where I felt like I was forced to play it after a while, but like I still go in and I still got challenges and troopers that I want to do, like hit rank 10 on PlayStation, stuff like that I want to do, enlistment rank 10, stuff like that, right? It's just I don't know, it's just fun. It's never a chore.
I didn't
I
expect to answer though.
I'll do it on Xbox.
No, no. So my favorite feature is the overcharge module. There's so much immense joy of just building a light post. Overcharge.
Extra bright light post.
Yours is short wolf.
Super bright light bulb. Yeah, it's
You-
so much fun. I smile like an idiot every single
That
time.
with
Just
your
the
short wolf.
whole time.
If you know
Yeah,
only
QA was
me.
very mad when I added that because I didn't tell them I was doing it. I just did it.
yeah, we didn't know that like
No one
one
knew
year
it
we
was
just
added. It's just
yeah, oh
overcharging
my god,
lamps.
it becomes so bright.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
perfect.
You need it on Sparta. Sparta's so dark.
No, Sparta, it's like, wow, this is this is perfect. It's like overcharged lights is actually meta on
But
Sparta.
we did take feedback that our maps, like a lot of people like it's too dark and sometimes. And Sparta, we even got feedback when we reviewed it with Sony Pictures. They were like, "Hey, chance we can add some more lights in here. They want it creepy." And I'm like, "Well," so we put a few more lights in there to just add a little bit more ambiance.
Yeah.
The next one I want to address, and this will be me and Savior addressing, it's server lag. So I put more of my brain muscle into figuring out server stuff with like Savior and Next Tech and our partners. So it's twofold, right? It's getting our server set up so that they have enough CPU space to hit our servers, making sure we got that set up, but also making sure we have enough things on our client that's not starving the CPU. So we've done so much work with them to try to improve it. And we're in the middle of another test that we're working on. So we're trying to do that. It's an ongoing battle. Every time we add a new update to the game, we might inadvertently do something that could cause lag spikes and server spikes. But anyways, trust me, we're not ignoring the fact that some people have like server issues. We could solve a lot of it by not letting you matchmake outside of your region, but we're very sensitive to our matchmaking pools because we want to make sure that anytime you play the game, within a minute or so, you can get a match. So that allows you to roll over to the next region. or the next lowest ping. So we got to be very careful there because we could solve it. US West can only play on US West to have the most beautiful experience all the time, and the player can't control that. They can turn off crossplay, but they can't control the fact that they go outside their region. We would need to do that. So that's the one thing we're really hesitant to do because we'd rather people playing together and sometimes having a little bit of lag, but they're still playing the game as opposed to being sitting there crickets in the lobby. But that's all I'm going to say on that side. Sav1our, I know you've been doing a lot of work recently and learning a lot on our servers. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, like that's a part of the game, right? Like because it's an online game and we host our own servers, it's always looking into how we can improve server performance. And yeah, we have been like just last week, we we started collecting some data from some of our experiment servers that we deployed on US Central, and we are getting some good data from there. And yeah, we're just looking in what we can you know get done for 1.7, at least improve some of the issues we are seeing there. But yeah, it's an ongoing thing, right? With optimization and server performance. So yeah.
Go ahead, Astraea.
We just have a bunch of like one-off questions. There's been a lot of talk. It's a completely different topic, but way back when we had a community hub thing on our roadmap, and people are running if that will ever come back, especially with Sparta being like this whole new thing, whether that'll ever make an appearance again.
Oh yeah, Player Hub. Yeah, that was something again. That old roadmap we inherited, and we were very hesitant to remove stuff off of it. But since the last couple of years, we've not been very hesitant. We've removed a shit ton off it, and that was one. Yeah, it's something that just not a priority. A bigger priority is putting out and fixing the maps we have and stuff like that. So also it comes with a server cost too of hosting players who are not actually in matchmaking. So the way it works right now, we own our matchmaking servers. So when a player joins, they're not taking up a slot on the servers. Then when they get into matchmaking, they are. So we really don't want to be paying an expense for a player hub. Just something, and it's just not a priority. So it's simple as that. Like a lot of things we remove, right? Emotes and a bunch of stuff is no longer a priority for us as a development team.
Yeah, I guess there's also just more quality of life questions. Oh, there was one question I promised I would ask: is if there's any changes to buff the flamethrower.
It's had
I
a
think
few
the
changes
distance is the one
recently.
people want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like in 1.6, we did make a couple changes to make it so the flames would actually properly penetrate through bugs. It never used to. So if you were to point the stream at a bunch of bugs, it would only hit the first bug in the line. Now it will go through bugs that you hit and hit multiple. So it's a lot more consistent on what it's flaming. Complaints about its range. It can be looked into. That will probably run into the same bucket of this potentially might go into quality of life or into new mods question mark territory. It'll all basically come down to whenever we start looking at it. Anything's possible. Flamethrower can be looked at. If you have specific things you want to see it do, post it in the Discord there, and we can also see that there.
This question is directly for you, Omni. It says, question for Omni about weapons sights specifically. Can we get a mod for all weapons with sights, minus things like snipers and explosive weapons, to get sights like the GL and the E88 and the original SAW sights, when it's not actually ADS, but a zoom in with tighter spread? I think fits the game quite well.
They want the zoom eyeballs.
Hmm.
It's the long drive, just like. Yeah, potentially. I know the old Saw is like a favorite for some people. It's potentially something that won't come for a while though, only because it might be something that starts with an S and ends with a T that does that. Yeah.
Okay. Can we have tanker and plasma grenadier corpses? Sav1our.
Carnage corpses.
Yes.
So there's a reason we don't have them.
Yes, there is.
Very sad though.
Yeah. So it is mostly technical. We can, it's like if it's something like we'll take a look in the future. There's no plan at the moment. Like any big bugs with carnage corpses is kind of a challenge. So Yeah, right now they just kind of explode.
Yeah, it's we originally wanted it that way. So, but if we early on with the Carnage system and that introduction of the tanker, we knew right away it was going to work. The question is from somebody, what is the purpose of the hole on X11? The deep hole in the ground full of dead bugs and one dead trooper. Can we hear some serious sounds
Oh,
from
the
there? What
meat
is it?
hole, the meat pit.
Someone just
Yeah,
said a hole as the response. It's
so
just a hole.
X11 is a relay. A relay. It's the pretty important place to relay communications in the AQZ, but there's also little other parts of X11 that are being used for other things. So the pit is just a disposal area for when certain people within Federation intelligence have had enough, they've done enough with certain bugs. So they deposit them in there. They're maybe testing the decay rate of the bugs and a bunch of other stuff. And it was the first start of them understanding the true power of what Archnegian could be. Before that was X11 was the kind of the kickoff point for a lot of that research. But when the bugs came in, they had to get it real quick. And so hence the requisition of one of the corvettes from the Federation fleet, and hence the Sparta for them to continue their research. That's how those two tie together. And then Boreas is a discovery that further cemented Archnegian into the lore. So that's kind of what that hole is. It's a disposal area, but an also testing area.
Just said space garbage can.
Why hasn't there been a galactic front on X11? Well, there is one planned, and I think 2026. I think that one's coming up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
I have one from Boogie. Hello, Boogie. There's one asking, will we ever be able to turn off all the HUD completely?
We did
Oh,
have
that's
that option for broke the game.
yeah, that's asked quite a bit, and like because people want to capture, I think, the cinematic experience. Which you also have the camera for if you want, but it also has
You
a
can
HUD.
get like a HUD reduced with camera,
yeah.
but it's not fully gone.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's something that I would love to look at. It's so far down the list of quality of life, though, even as much as it is asked for, and would be a great addition. It just has too many questions that need to get answered, and then it has some considerations of like control schemes and such that we have to be cognizant of, because we kind of break some rules doing it certain ways.
And then another question was, is there any plans to evolve the intro to like maps to have like a drop ship dropping all 16 players off instead of like the news broadcast?
There was work done in that area. Actually, during one of our company summits, a couple of people from the team worked on a drop ship sequence. And it's just a priority of whether we want to put that in versus, bug fixes and stuff like that. But we have actually a pretty compelling prototype for it. So I'll leave that with Omni and Savior if they want to chat a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, there you go. We'll see. Starting to sound like me.
Well, it's hard to say 100% either way. I don't want to say no, but I don't want to say yes. So we'll see. Ask your mother.
Oh, there's one I always see asked is, I'm pretty sure we've said no, not planned, but I feel like we have to answer it is, will we ever be able to let them choose the voice of their trooper?
Definitely not planned.
No. Because it's random, right? Like it's just random. You're spawn every time you die in multiplayer, you spawn as a new one, a new person. Where the only reason in SOG you have it's because it's kind of a narrative experience.
Canonically, you're not playing a different person in SOG. You're playing the same person the whole time.
Yeah. But in multiplayer, you're playing, if you die 10 times, you're 10 different players when you come down. Just a piece of meat for the grinder.
For Omni, there's a lot of questions asking about if there's ever going to be a new class.
Not for a while. There are definitely ideas and plans and hopes and dreams, but not for a while.
Yeah,
What
we added
would be a
it to the
new class?
roadmap. We did have it to the
Like-
roadmap for a while, and then we looked into it and researched it and did some designs on it, and it just became something really big. so we pushed it off the roadmap because we moved on to working on something else.
Yeah.
People say they won the sidekick class. Like, what would that even be?
What is a
Like, what
sidekick
do you
class?
Well, as you can see about 2 seconds
like?
into the future, and you can tell if a bug is
Yeah.
afraid. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you
Very
afraid?
combat. Yeah,
Press
you have to
one.
touch it though, and don't let it touch your brain, and then you
Yeah.
can see it's afraid. Yeah.
I have a question. I'm not sure how to answer, but it's a question about the support of Windows 10 in the future. Capcom announced that their game may have problems running on Windows 10 later down the line and recommend people to switch to Windows 11. Will
Yep.
this affect Starship Troopers?
Same recommendation we have.
Mhm.
It's Windows 10
Yeah.
is no longer being supported. So
So yeah, like it's
You're
mostly
not
about
talking
your
what
own.
Windows is.
Yeah, like it's also about security certificates and stuff with online services. Yeah, you're playing an online game, and you communicate with different types of servers as well. So yeah, keep your Windows updated.
Yeah, we're
It's always
unfortunately very
nice.
downstream of those decisions being made. So if Microsoft decides to do something with Windows 10, we're kind of beholden to that. So
yep, it's like
then dropping
DX11.
support means we kind of eventually have to too.
Yep. It's like anything else, right? Like, yeah. Keep going. What are questions we got? Still got lots of
See,
time.
were side objectives removed from Horde?
Yeah, that's a great one. There's no side objectives in Horde, apparently. That's the new narrative coming out. So I am the worst person to ask about Horde, and I won't say anything else about it. Why? Because I don't play the mode.
And PMO's not a Horde lover.
Well, I want to be always moving forward, not sitting still, waiting for the bugs coming to me. I want to attack them. I want to root
Because
them
I
out
can
of the
build
hole.
one big lamp and sit at it the whole time, just
That's you.
overcharging
That's
it
not me.
repeatedly.
So
That's
anyway,
peak gameplay.
why are there no side missions in Horde?
I'll have to look into that. I have not seen much chatter about
Oh my
that.
god, our CBT has been yelling at us for like a month now, so we can't say there's been no chatter.
Well, I
Okay.
haven't been listening to them, so
Yeah,
I should
Omni has
probably
not
go
been
do that.
listening to CBT, and you can send him your hate mail, okay?
Yeah, post it on the public channels where everyone can see stuff. That's definitely where I like to see things. Just easy access for all.
But yeah, I know it's been a month. It's just and even when we did have it, because they were there, they weren't being used very much. I know that for a fact that they stat wise people weren't doing the side objectives. But now that we've done a lot of changes with Horde, kind of need those resources, right? That resource drop. So yeah, Omni will look into it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know when we made the change to timers, it sort of increased the amount of like go time in Horde.
Yeah.
So there's a lot less of an opportunity for you to go out and do side objectives. If things got unintentionally disabled, it's probably worth looking into. But I know we turned off quite a lot of them, at least on certain maps.
All right, we have a bunch of small questions. Will there be a flashlight toggle?
I want one.
I
We don't have
also
a
want
button
one.
for that.
Yeah. The only reason we don't have one, because it's in the engine, is just that design hasn't sorted out where they want. That's what I'm going to tell you about designers. Designers are very particular about the controllers and the controller layout and button layout, so I leave that with them to decide. But yeah.
Yeah, no one really wants to touch the controller layout. There's just not really a good spot for it. Maybe we have it as an optional binding, but like currently, that would have to go into the realm of maybe later for a quality of life thing.
It would fix the quality of life on a dev team sometimes if people forget to put flashlight volumes in a level.
We'd still have to do that, but yeah. I don't know. Just let you overcharge a trooper to leave their flashlight on all the time.
You and your overcharging. Stop it.
I want to
You'll be trying
overcharge.
do overcharged
everything.
weapons soon.
More things should be overcharged.
It'll be just a
Overcharged
guardian with these
troopers,
saw, and
yeah.
there'll be Omni just overpowering these saw.
Yeah, I got my overcharged turret, overcharged lamp, and my overcharged fence. Like I don't need anything else.
Is there any plans for an endless mode?
No, not well. We talked about it for Horde. We talked about it, but our servers will only stay up. What is it, Savior? They'll like 3 hours max. But there is. We talked about this before. We do now have an option of changing stuff about Horde length on each planets and stuff. So that's on Omni's plate to work with one of
we
our
can
other
tweak the
designers.
length of hordes. We've talked about it. It's just one of those things where we don't want to just change it for no real reason. So we've mostly been waiting on it, collecting feedback, looking at data.
It's like
There's
a
other changes we want
balance,
to make
right?
too. Yeah.
Like sometimes people think Horde is very long, so they don't play it because they want to get in a game quick, play a game quick, and then sometimes you want it to go longer
Yeah.
than what it is.
Yeah, and Horde's one of those modes. It's like it might be short, but it's consistently long every time. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
unlike Arc, where like Arc can take a while sometimes if your team doesn't want to leave the base, but Horde is always the same length, even if you're doing the exact same thing as someone
Yeah.
else.
And like Critical Strike is the quickest, but probably the
Yeah,
most challenging.
you can
to
blitz
do.
through Critical Strike as long as
Yeah.
everyone comes in the circle. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Keep going.
I see one by Fiddy Callows. Will you ever allow us to select the same utility for both slots?
I did see that question. I had not given that much thought, but I do like that as a suggestion. No promises though.
There's no reason why we wouldn't. It's just a
Well,
design
I
choice.
could see potentially some balancing stuff.
Yeah, it's a design choice,
but
right?
like
Yeah.
it's just a choice. So it's like I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be allowed. I think we
this
actually
one
got
here,
out of
like,
our
I
way to
think
disable it.
since Omni opened this can of worms, Marita 3, any details you can give about it, Omni? Since apparently
Yeah.
you've been playing it.
Well, it shoots bullets
Oh,
quite
God.
quickly, around a very fast fire rate actually, and it has quite a lot of bullets that it shoots. Yep.
Okay, that's all you're gonna get
That
from
does
Omni.
sound like a gun in a game.
Omni, you're not gonna be asked to come back by the community anymore.
Oh.
That's
I
his
don't get in
goal.
trouble by you because then you won't make me come back because you're like, yeah, you leaked
I'm making you come back all the ones.
leak more than PMO. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. All right, keep going. We got a few more minutes.
Can we please get a Crew Serve E-Pulse 88 turret?
Oh, I did see this. I would love that, but that's not currently in the cards, I don't think. But like a mounted E-Pulse would be really fun.
I also saw one of the comments was get like dual wielding weapons.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
dude.
there's like the dual wielding one for like the 99, the TDW. And then there's also like E-Pulse, and then I think E-Pulse dual wielding, but on a turret mount could be kind of fun. A lot of this is like speculative. None of this is currently planned, so take with that what you will.
Will we ever have a Whiskey Outpost or a Glendathu type map?
Not
No.
Glendathu, but type maybe.
Yeah, but not on its own planet.
It won't be on Glendathu, no. Like
There's
that,
no new
that bug
no
has been
new planet.
probably Q-bombed to hell. So
Yeah, I can let people know there's no new planet in development. We talked about it. We thought about it. We just couldn't find a good fit. And so we're going to go back and like Critical Strike added 2 new areas to a map. And then we're going to look at expanding existing maps if we can. But really the goal is look at what we got map wise and fine tune the gameplay in it and have more fun within those. That's our goal.
there's so many corners of Valaka we don't really use.
We don't
So,
use,
like,
right?
we
Like,
can expand out, find new areas.
Same as
Build them
Boreas.
up a bit, more little game mode gameplay areas that we can already use and maps that are already built.
Yep, that's the goal. And I think that's the right path forward.
I guess as not really a joke, but I do see this one come up from, I think it was Lukalov who mentioned, is there going to be anything to do with Inferno bugs, like a fire extinguisher or a sprinkler?
That'd be a great little beacon, like just spits out water.
I think people
Yeah.
also asked if there would be like overhang or artillery strike cover that we could build.
Yeah, I know people wanted like a PDC or something. Those are on my list of things that would be cool to add, but they have not been explored with any real
Like,
detail.
what I wanted was, the Inferno fireballs, you can shoot them. So
Yeah.
you can have like an anti-air system for them.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just
Plasma you
automatically
cannot
shoots them
stop.
out.
Plasma is just such high.
I would extend it to shoot that too. So it's
I
like
love shooting the
specifically the
Inferno
placeable
balls.
turret can shoot it out.
Yeah,
And like
it's pretty
bombardiers too.
satisfying.
Just like kill
Yeah.
anything in the sky.
I love shooting the Inferno balls. Like they're awesome.
Yeah,
I
and
always do
accidentally
that. As a
dropping it
ranger.
on a teammate. It's a great way to
Yeah,
accidentally
especially
fire it.
playing with you. I try to drop them on you, but
Yeah, it's like the Acme anvil just landed on a teammate.
cool. I think we're at time.
Yeah, we are at time. I don't know if there's any last second questions you want to answer.
I'm just going through there right now.
Yeah, is
I love
classic
the idea
engine
of
going to
a
get
field tank.
touched?
Because I play a lot of games where you can just throw like colto bombs at people and it just heals them in the range. I love that idea. Whether it's being worked on, no, I can tell you that. I just want to tell people that we're super thankful of all the support. The game is doing good.
Mhm.
From like we get a healthy population in every day. I know it's been servers have taken a little bit longer to pop lately. That's just ebb and flow. People playing games in the fall. I think we're working on the lag issue for people. The rubber banding. Trust me, Savior spent more time focused on that than anything, and he focuses on everything. But we're working on that. 1.7 is going to be really cool. The Scorpion's coming. I think it's a really cool bug. Fighting two of them at the same time has been pretty epic. Everybody who's
Pretty
played it
scary. They're definitely scary.
has given a lot of great feedback on it, and Savior's the one that's been implementing a lot of that work. So like it's a huge thank you that he's been able to find time to do that. Like I said, we're a very small development team, 10 devs. That's it. That's all that's working on this game right now, and we love it. So we got a lot of cool updates coming 1.7. I don't want to say too much about 1.8 because I don't want to really get Omni and Savior upset
Yeah,
at
we
me.
don't want to split focus from 1.7 either.
Yeah, because 1.7
Focus
is
on
big,
that.
but 1.8 I'll be talking about really early in November, and we'll be teasing it. But I'm very happy with what the team wants to do for 1.8. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, which is interesting. But I think it's going to be a really good update for the end of the year. So, don't have much leaks to tell you about because I'm holding my cards a little tight to the chest right now. But I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who plays our game. Game's on sale right now. Tell your friends. It's our lowest price ever. We want more people to come in and explore our game and have fun with it. So, thank you very much for supporting us.
Thanks everybody for playing the game, making a great community. It's great playing through the
I'm
matches
just
with
stoked for
everybody.
the end of the year. I can't wait to play the next
Same.
update after this one, and I can't wait to play this update. So that's all I'm saying. Like I'm like super jazzed, keep
Yeah.
playing and having
Kill some
fun.
scorpions.
Yeah, I'm like I think the Scorpion's a great compliment to the game. I'm so happy how it's turning out. It's not perfect, nothing is, but I think it's a pretty cool, interesting bug.
Definitely
Well,
the deadliest so far.
Yeah.
Well,
Right, Savior?
Oh yeah, it's deadly.
Like it
it's
absolutely. I can't wait to like fight those with people seeing it for the first time, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be really funny watching their reactions.
So fast too.
I
It's
think that's
scary,
it for
man.
us. Yeah, I think that's it for us then.
Okay. Well, we'll be back next month.
Yep. We'll be back to chat again.
And let Astraea know if you want Omni and Astraea back next month. See
I
ya.
think I'll definitely be back. I hope they want me back.
Yeah, we'll probably do next month after 1.7 goes out. So
think that'd
definitely
be good.
towards the end of next month in October. Like I'd really like to do it towards the end so we can breathe a little bit and just see how 1.7's doing. So yeah.
Yeah.
But we definitely gonna do one in October. No doubt about it.
Definitely. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Bye bye.
All right, I'm gonna go take
Bye.
advantage of double
Kill some
XP.
bugs.